All right, and we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here on the first episode of London Football TV Live, back by popular request, gentlemen. Last year, this was thrown together by Karanci and Kurowski at CCH, and they're like, hey, show up at CCH and talk about football for a half an hour. And I was like, well, that's cute. We'll try it once. And then it kind of grew legs, and here we are, gentlemen, by request and almost demand by the London football community at large. So, again, I'm Adam Melrose, Joe Harris, Everett Hanmer, and the coach, Ron Ferwerda, down on the end. We'll be joined here by Dylan Sherville at some point. He always kind of just slides in, or you miss him like Pokeroo. If you understand the reference, I appreciate you. So, guys, let's just, again, if anybody hasn't met us, I'm a coach at Lucas High School. I have been a coach at Junior Mustangs and the LMFA and done the circuit here in London. And, Joe, give the folks listening at home your backstory.
Did I turn my mic off, or are we good?
No, I think just pop it up. There you go.
Turn it off. Sorry.
There you go.
Joe Harris, I was OC at STA, did the Junior Mustangs, did the U14 level, and now with the Beefs.
Very cool. Everett?
Yeah, Everett Hanmer. This year, I'm a teacher at St. Joe's in St. Thomas. Last couple of years, I was at CCH helping out with both the senior and junior football team. And this year at St. Joe's, I'm helping out with the junior team, and excited to be here again. I'm glad that the network picked up our pilot last year.
I know, yeah, it's really nice to get that far, right?
We got renewed, yeah.
And Ron?
Ron Ferwerda. I've been coaching in the London area for over 25 years. I also do the broadcasting for the Beefeaters, London Junior Mustangs. Coach Mustangs, Thunderbirds, London Minor, former president. So if you played football in London over the last 30 years, chances are you've come across me at some point.
Sometimes it's more fun to meet people you haven't coached or, coached for a friend or a cousin at some point with you, Ron. So it's good.
It usually doesn't happen.
And obviously, London Football TV, we carried through the high school season last year. We're going to talk about the champ games from last year. Did a bunch of Junior Mustang stuff this summer. We're back doing Beefs TV. Ron and I went and did a GTA game in the CJFL, which was a whole lot of fun. I'll have the crew in Hamilton this weekend, so we're all over the place with cameras somewhere doing something with football, so it's great. But let's talk about London high school football, which everybody's super pumped about right now. Lots of teams going out on the road and playing away games and testers against different sites. Tomorrow we have the Jamboree at the junior level, which is really cool for 6 teams that South is hosting, and I know other teams have been mixing in and getting ready, and really everything kicks off next week. But let's loop back here, guys, to where were we at the end of last year, and let's talk about 2024. So getting things started right away, the junior football finals. We saw on the one side Ingersoll and St. Joe's head-to-head for a nice little matchup there, and a 23-12 win for St. Joe's, which, if I'm not mistaken,
hey, roll Rams.
Yeah,
I'm still not sure if this is a thing at St. Joe's. Maybe tomorrow tell me, but maybe that's Texas. But
I'm with it.
I'm with Rams.
When we go
maybe
back
I'll
and
start it.
When we edit this in post, I'm going to put a little clip of you singing "On Crusader" last year, the entire song with the extended verse.
I like it.
And we'll get you going by now, Everett. That's awesome. So nice little W for St. Joe's at the junior level, and then a really cool matchup at junior between the CCH junior team and the MTS squad. Obviously, CCH coming ahead with that one. Now, I got a total from you from 33-19. I got like a 27-17 for Mr. Kurowski, but the point is, junior won, and they didn't post it on the TVRA website. So if anybody has that, throw it in the chat right now. But no, you know what? And if we want to talk about that CCH junior team last year, I think the name you needed to know or knew was Cole Summers.
Yeah.
And I had a heck of a time coaching defense against that kid, including the wealth of other talent that was on that team. Come on in, Sheriffs. Grab that mic right there, brother. It's live TV. Everything's just rolling.
We'll do it live.
And we got you in. Yeah, and just unmute him. Perfect. So, Sheriffs, we're just kind of recapping junior finals last year. Obviously, St. Joe's winning it on the one side, CCH winning it on the other. But that MTS team, playing the CCH team, no slouch last year. You got kids like Isaiah Trotman, Noah Reese, Daylon Soar, all big names that, had a nice little career in the LMFA, went to high school, made a name for themselves. Those kids were supposed to come to Lucas, but went to MTS. It's great coaching in the North, and had a heck of a season. So, really hats off to those guys. But any comments on the junior side side of things, guys, or did you catch any of those games? I know it was almost a year ago at this point, but
I was on the CCH sideline for the junior team last year, and just to echo your points, MTS, they did give us a great battle. It was a really good football game. I think both teams prepared well and had really good seasons. Fortunately for CCH and myself last year, I was on that helping out. We were able to come out on top, but it was a good game.
100%. And Sherv's just joining us too. Make sure you flip your mic up there so we can hear you. Just quick intro for yourself. Where are you coaching now? Where have you been coaching in the last couple of years?
Yeah, so luckily enough, I've been with the London Junior Mustangs the last 3 years, back-to-back provincial titles at the U18 level. So that's been pretty awesome. This is my first kind of foray to high school coaching. Got invited out with the fellas at Oak Ridge. Been spending some time there and making sure that we can help them become another potential strong program in the city. In my opinion, the more coaches that spread themselves out and we can help more kids, ultimately the city of London just gets better. So thankfully I was able to fit in my schedule. And they got a crack staff over there, man. They got some really good guys in some really great places, right? Jeremiah Roller, former Junior Mustang player, former Western player, helping out on the defense side of the ball. Caden Jodel, sorry, I can't pronounce that last name for the life of me, but played at the University of Waterloo for a bunch of years, coming back, helping coach them as well.
Caden.
Yeah, Jadgel's kid. Yeah.
And then Zach Marcus, obviously, who coaches with the receivers.
Z-Mark.
And who's running the offense there. So, yeah, a lot of great guys, some great spots, and some great kids too. So it's been happy to go there. And then also I coach with the U13 Coal Kings program.
Yeah.
Coaching in the U.S. with some of the best talent that the city and surrounding area has to offer. So that's been a pretty cool experience. But London's always home, so I love talking London high school football.
Absolutely. Well, let's flip back to the senior side of things, guys, which, I mean, Joe's made an appearance at the junior, also made an appearance at the senior as well, too, and we had a Joe's Cass matchup, which that was a really exciting game to watch, too, right? Like, talk about, who were your main guys at Cass last year, guys?
Javon Roberts.
Right, yeah. Without a doubt, right? Who's moved on. I believe he's committed.
Up at Western.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the dress squad. He's getting close to getting carries.
Absolutely. And, was one of those kids we didn't think was going to play at Junior Mustangs this summer, and then all of a sudden showed up at about week 2 or 3, and it's like, well, who's this guy? And just one heck of a running back for the Stangs. So, obviously, St. Joe's pulling ahead there, 46-24 over Cass. And then the big one at One Password that Sherville and I went and did. And then actually most of you guys showed up. We had a little impromptu,
Some of us have jobs.
Ronnie was working, yeah. So, but we did. I was actually watching that recently. We had a quick little mini London football TV session there at halftime. And then Everett, you came in for the second half of the broadcast. But a 20-7 win over Banting for CCH. So CCH taking a cup at both levels, which is pretty special. And then, what was the biggest thing you guys saw in that game too? Obviously, we had a missing guy on that, tan and maroon side of the ball. Anybody want to speak to that for that game?
Jackson McKay.
Yes.
Mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Arguably one of the top players, if not the top player in the city last year. Unfortunately, he was not able to play because of 3 unnecessary roughness UR penalties the previous week. So note to selves, kids, you get 3 of those in the game, you get to sit the next one. And it doesn't matter who you are or where you play or the position you play. It was really unfortunate because you take him out of that offense and that defense, and that really changed the game and the strategy for it. The Banting was loaded with talent.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't have that it guy. I always use that term, and Jackson was that it guy, and unfortunately he's had to sit out. And CCH did a great job, prepared for them, and ran the ball down their throat.
Yeah, I think, hats off to Emmett Charles and Kovin Stahoviak and amongst other guys on the Broncos who stepped up. But, when the missing link wasn't there, you could definitely tell. But now let's flip to the other side.
Hey,
sorry.
Now, I said this last year on the broadcast, and I want to reiterate it again because we're recapping. And I agree that, Jackson McKay not playing, taking anything away from him individually, but saying, again, the rules are the rules, and regardless of what the name, the number that was on the back of the jersey, that was the rule, and they enforced it.
Yep.
And so to say, I'm not saying we're saying this, but to people, if we're saying, oh, well, there's an asterisk beside that CCH championship because player B or A wasn't there or was there, we all coach, and you can prep for a player, but to take anything away, then that would, I don't want that to discount the hard work and effort that all those, the Crusaders put in, and just to, make sure that that's said, because.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
not saying we're saying, but I just want, again, to put it on the record.
Yeah, no, I was warming it up
Yeah.
to say, like, listen, Banting brought a good game.
It was still
But then
a good game, yeah.
CCH showed the hell up, all right? Like, that was,
And let's also not discount it. Like, CCH won OFSA last year.
Yeah.
This wasn't just they just beat their local high school team, rah whatever. They won OFSA.
Yeah.
They were talented enough and had a great group. A lot of that group is back this year, right? Looking to repeat potentially. But again, I think that people who put an asterisk beside the game, there's a lot of games that would have asterisks them, right? Like you go back 10 plus years ago where players are injured or guys are out or guys couldn't get cleared from the doctor in time, yada yada. The result is what the result is.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
It's all of a sudden the fish that you caught that's this big, getting this big and this big and this big, when in reality, right, you miss your it guy, but there wasn't much else to make up for
Yeah.
that missing
Well,
guy.
and then they go on to play the Western Bowl and obliterate. Was it Herman?
Yeah.
Like no contest, right? Like it was exciting to watch.
It was in
right?
Windsor too.
Yeah.
Which made it even sweeter.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, while you're joining us here, guys, too, feel free to jump in the chat. We'll do our best to check that as we go along here. And if there's any blips, we're going to record this, so it'll just go up live afterwards as well, too. We are here at Westminster. I meant to mention that earlier. Out in the middle, we like to be next to a set of uprights, and who knows what kind of internet we get in the field sometimes. So we appreciate you joining us right now. But let's keep moving here, guys. So let's talk. We've got, sort of week 0 stuff going on this week, and this is all part of the Beefeaters showcase, right? And Coach Joe, you've had is this your first year at the Beefeaters?
It is.
Nice. So and
Experience.
yeah, talk to us a bit about the Beefeaters program and your experience there so far.
So I'm not very familiar with CJFL, OFC football until joining them, and my biggest takeaway is that if you are there at any of the teams, you gotta love football, because it is, you're not there in school with your boys from 8 a.m. to 2 or whatever. You have to decide to go out. The facilities aren't as good as some of the high schools, with some exceptions. And it's fast. I was surprised how fast that football is.
Yeah.
It is a step higher than the high school.
Yep. Well, I think what you see at the CGFL level, too, is it is designed for kids that aren't going on the university path but want to keep playing after they graduate high.
Which is the best.
Yeah.
We got people in carpentry or doing plumbing, one kid's framing, I don't know. It's actually kind of interesting. It's like, oh, what are you going to do? I don't know.
Yeah, right? Okay, cool. Keep
They're
playing
like,
ball.
I'm doing this.
Yeah.
All right, that's actually interesting.
And so I think what's great is that what Coach Schneider has done, I mean, the Beefeaters have done this for a long time in general, is, they do the showcase night and they bring out 6 teams and we get a couple of cool matchups and they're quick games. And let's just jump right into it. The 5 o'clock game will be Laurier versus Sab. Now, I know you got a bunch of notes here, Everett, so do you want to get us kicked off here on this matchup, or do you want to talk more on the week 1?
I had prepped for more overall week 1, but not necessarily the matchups, some of the teams.
Yeah.
But Laurier Sab, it's a good opener. I know Sab is there's a lot of talk around Sab this year coming into the season.
There's only 3,000 kids there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's also a lot of talk. Do we want to put a pause on? We've got
Let's bring in Coach McKay if he's got a
live
second
TV.
here, and we might as well. It's live, baby. We're just doing this.
Come
So
on,
you want to
shuffle.
jump on Joe's microphone here. Coach, how are you, sir?
Boys, good to see you. I'm glad to see you guys off and running already.
Yeah.
Again, I want to thank you, A, for having me, but B, for doing this. This has really done a lot for football in London, so kudos to you, and thanks on behalf of everyone in the league.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Well, we knew that we heard tell that it was the head coach meeting tonight. technically I need to be here too. So we say, well, why don't we get it because we can catch you guys, and we're not going to be putting anybody. Everybody's got practice and crazy things going on, but really just looking for a bit of a recap for you. Like, talk to us a bit about last year's kind of culmination, and how's your team looking, and what are you looking forward to this season?
All right, yeah, well, obviously we know how last year culminated, and I won't spend too much time dwelling on that, but I think there's a lot to learn there, some of which we may be discussing tonight inside at the meeting. But from last year, obviously, the Bantam Broncos, anyways, are a slightly different team than we were last year. We lost a lot of good players, specifically Emmett Charles, Jackson McKay, Damon Kindry, Marvin Hahn, and probably the least amount of grade 12s coming back for grade 13 as I've had in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So for the Broncos, we're younger than we've been in some time, but athletic. Which is nice because you can always do things with good athletes. A lot of track kids on my team, as usual, and I have some returning linemen who have been a sort of a stable the last number of years. So I have some pieces to work with there.
Very cool.
Yeah. So when you know that you're saying a little bit of a younger squad than last year, does that change at all for you as a coach and your coaching staff of our approach, your game planning? How is that different when you and your coaches are planning?
Yeah,
for the
well,
season?
I mean, I think any coach can attest to the fact that when you have a young team, you have to sort of take a step back and do a little bit more coaching of the basics. Last year, we're in a very enviable position where we had a mature team and a highly athletic team, and we were sort of able to hit the ground running and really get things churning early. We like to try and run a program at practice with our juniors. And actually last year we skipped that because we knew we had something special, and our guys were humming early. They got together on their own in the summer. Their timing was really good. Obviously Jackson was involved with track last year, and so that threw things off. But once we got going, we were rolling. This year with a younger team, we have to sort of step back, teach a little bit more of those basic skills, fundamental skills to the junior kids coming up. But the nice thing is those kids coming up are good athletes. They've been picking up on it pretty quick. I think also any coach will attest to the fact that if you have a mature offensive line coming back, that really helps.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We do have a mature line, so that sort of gives us some tools to work with early. Buy us a little bit of time in the backfield, for a quarterback, and open some lanes a little bit better for some of these young guys that are hopefully going to be able to gash it.
What do you try and instill is Bronco football to both junior and senior?
Well, it's funny you say that, actually, because one of our mottos this year is doing it the Bronco way. And what does that mean? Well, I really try and preach a strong program of character, accountability, holding kids accountable, and having them hold each other accountable. No swearing, always running, just good habits. Because I think if you have those good habits and that good character, those are strong pillars you can fall back on. And so, again, our motto being the Bronco way, we're trying to do things the right way, the fair way, the safe way, and then, just always moving.
Yeah.
We can't be walking anywhere. We don't have the depth to do that like some other schools have. So just always moving, and if you make a mistake, we always say if you make it full speed, good things can happen.
Sure.
I like it. Well, last question for you, Coach, before we'll let you get off to your meeting. What is there a game you're most looking forward to this year, a matchup you're most looking forward to this year?
You know what? The level of play in the league the last number of years has been such great parity. There's been some great rivalries formed over the years. A good example, we play Oak Ridge every year in the Challenge Cup, and we have since the early 80s. We play for a trophy there. Always looking forward to that, a neighborhood rivalry. We started playing SAB for the first time a number of years ago when we got back together. We now play for the Bellemere barrel, which is a barrel that they donated to us for that neighborhood rivalry. So
Cool.
we always look forward to that. I mean, we're playing South on Friday night at the Beefeaters Classic for the league this year and for the next number of years.
Yeah.
And so really our guys, that's sort of the pinnacle game that they're the most sort of getting ready to try and play. Short week that week for us. It's a Wednesday game, and so that really shortens things up. Every game's important. Every
Absolutely.
game matters, and you're a point or two away from going down, being relegated, or staying up.
Yeah.
So, the rivalry games and those big program games are the ones that you always
I dig it.
get
Awesome.
after.
Well, we're looking forward to climbing onto the roof of your little bin on the side of the field and filming some of those games today. So, Coach Tom McKay, thank you so much for joining us, and have a great meeting tonight. And we'll keep rolling. And
Good luck.
If
Have
you
a good season.
Thanks for being the first guy to come down too. If you see anybody else, send them our way.
Yeah.
So
Someone else was making gestures at you. I don't know. Some sort of gang sign it looked like.
Oh, cool. All right. I mean, we're on the west side right now. I mean, anyway, moving on. So back to week 0 matchups. The Laurier-Sab game. Now, Sab this year has a classy little fella named Liam Sweeney who is healthy. I saw him on the weekend. And had himself one heck of a run at the Junior Mustangs until getting hurt late in the season in like the semifinal game against Cumberland, right? So I think
On a late hit.
Yes, absolutely. That was not called. Officials doing their job, but it was missed. But I know it was reviewed afterwards, and the London officials do a good job. I mean, they're on everybody's huddle, and they're watching everybody's film, which has been really great. So I think, if I'm looking at this one, I think Laurier always has good moving parts, but I think just purely the amount of kids, Connor Steary and a variety, I think Amari Douglas is playing running back for Sab right now too. Yeah. I think Sab will be, you're going to have to deal with Sab, most of these games this year. So if I'm looking at that game, I know it's a week 0 thing. I think Sab comes out on top on that matchup. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, I got to agree with you. Like I said, Sab's got 3,000 kids there now, at least. That was the quarterback you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kid's phenomenal, assuming he's healthy.
Yeah.
And, talking how great Jackson McKay was and Emma Charles, like the special kids, Laurier had DJ Fonte, who's also a special kid.
Yeah.
So it's hard. You can't replace that.
Yeah.
So they are, I don't want to say rebuilding, but they got to figure out how to fix that fairly large hole.
Absolutely. Everett, Sab, Laurier.
In this matchup, I'm going to go with Sab, just echoing points of what you've both said. But, I think the Bulldogs take a bite on that one.
I think the Bulldogs are going to be a real problem for a lot of teams this year in general. And, when you have arguably one of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the city playing on your team, you're going to go a long way. If they can pass block for them, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah, absolutely. Shervs?
I'm always the trenches guy, right?
Yeah.
For me, it looks like the offensive defensive line matchups, right? Someone to watch out and look out for, who's kind of coming up from that junior program, would be Alex Sanders.
Yep.
Played for us in the summer, did a great job, improved a lot. Might not have gotten a ton of tape, but the ability's there, right? And especially when you go down from that provincial level of high school ball, having that extra experience against older kids and better athletes is always going to be a benefit. But for Sab, you also have to worry about who's going to block Tanner Burke and Tayshawn Duncan.
Yep.
Right? A lot of hype surrounding Tayshawn Duncan, Team Ontario kid, right? Tanner Burke played for us in the summer as well. There are a lot of kids who could potentially make some noise on both the offensive and defensive lines in this matchup. And how will the Sab receivers respond, right? You have the best quarterback in the conference, in my opinion. Are they going to be able to catch the ball, truthfully?
Right.
So it's going to come down to, can Sweeney get all the receivers in check and ready to go? And can the offensive line give him enough time so that he can, get the ball out where it needs to go?
Yeah,
I'm still taking Sab in this match.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, because really, Sweeney can absolutely chuck the rock, but he spent the summer throwing to Ian LaLiberty and Drake Logan and some like the top of the top receivers. So let's jump into the 6:30 matchup, which again, real quick, we'll be here doing some form of stream at the field on Friday too. But looking ahead, let's start back with you on this one. So STA MTS at 6:30. What are you thinking, Dylan?
So I'm taking STA, believe it or not.
I like it.
Yeah, I was very much an STA non-believer last year. However, with their coaching staff, and they were a younger team, I believe, last year, returning a lot of kids, getting some kids up from junior football that I believe could be real difference makers at that level as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to rebound. There's going to be kind of this like punching, the group kind of punching to be the elite in the city, I believe, this year. Sab being one of them that we just mentioned. I think STA is going to be able to take that jump as well. You have the great coaching staff, like I mentioned before. They have some great kids coming up. They should have a more mature group, which should lead to more success.
Okay, Ron?
I always look at what was a good junior team and what do you graduate up. MTS went to the city finals in the junior division, something they haven't done in a very, very long time. I want to see how these young players do. Until I see them, I'm going to take STA.
Okay, Everett?
I'm going to take MTS. Echoing what Coach just said here, their junior team was very good. Played CCH hard in the city finals. I think look to hopefully build on that success, graduating up to senior. That and with myself being a CCH alumni, I'm not allowed to pick STA. That's just how it
Because we
works.
beat you.
Yeah. Joe, care to weigh in?
To the Flames
I wasn't
alumni.
doing this one. Yeah. I don't know. Flip a coin. STA probably week 0. Tehran and Everett's Point. The junior team, junior football doesn't matter that much, but it builds the core of a program. And if you don't have a good junior team, you can't win.
Super fair. Well,
So MTS is going to be better. Like next year, different story.
and then let's flip to the 8 o'clock lights game, Banting and South. This one for me is tough. I mean, there's some dogs still at both teams here. I mean, on the South side of things, we've got Leon Doucette at the helm. You got Drake Logan, who's still in the mix, and then the list goes on from there. So I think in this case, I'm going South on this matchup. Joe?
Yeah, both teams lost a lot of talent, especially that edge rusher at South. Like, that guy was special too. I'm going Banting. Just if they have most of their linemen back. Again, week 0, like, what are these guys going to do?
Right.
Run zone?
Yeah. Everett?
To that point, a week 0 game, yes, I think, coaches, you want to evaluate your top end, your as much as possible, but maybe it's a depth game, trying to evaluate what your team is like top to bottom. So I don't know. I think I'm going to go South in this matchup. I think there's some turnover at Banting, but I like what Coach McKay was just saying about a little bit of a younger team foundation of Bronco football in their new players. But I think in this matchup, again, nobody touched the field yet. I'm just going to go South.
Okay.
Yeah. If you guys saw our predictions, a couple weeks ago that were posted, I took South to come out of that conference as the winner. I think they have the best player in the city playing for them, Drake Logan. I think he's London's Mr. Football. I'll go with the best player in the city and the team that he represents, which is the South Lions.
Okay. Sherbs, round us off.
Yeah, so this one's a really tough one for me to pick. Obviously, kids on both sides of the ball. Shout out to Alex Arnos, one of the defensive linemen at South there. He was working with butt off all summer. I think that he's going to be a difference maker this year, kind of come up out of nowhere. But when I think about how South needs to operate on offense, it's they need to push the ball deep and often and get the ball into Drake Logan's hands as much as possible. I'm not sure about many of the other playmakers they might have on that offense, truthfully. So it's going to be how quickly can they get those other playmakers integrated into the offense. In the meantime, though, again, I don't think that there's someone that can compete with Drake Logan outside of Will McBurney on Banting. And that McBurney kid is special. That kid's the next one up for sure.
Yep.
I think it's going to be close, but I'm taking South by less.
Okay.
So.
All right.
How did their junior teams do, Banting and South?
Never good.
South didn't do well last year.
both.
I know that much.
Not as strong as they probably would have liked.
All right.
So there's that.
Okay. Well, so our week 0, again, we'll be there. We're going to live stream it, but that stream won't be available till after the games and everything. So come down. It's $5 to get in. You get to see 3 football games. There's going to be a bunch of stuff going on. Also, if you are watching right now and you have any interest at all in running a camera or learning how to be a talking head, we're just going to sort of have an open format, situation here where if you want to try and come and learn how to, do play-by-play or color commentary, or there's a lot of couch quarterbacks or however you say that, come put your money where your mouth is and come call a game with us on Friday if you'd like to get involved. So
And also other coaches or anything else, if you guys are going to be down there, please stop by. Let's talk about your teams.
Heck yeah.
Whether you're playing or not. This was wholly designed to promote high school football in the London region. We don't have TV coverage. We don't have press coverage. This is it. So promote your program, get us excited about your school, and see if you can call a better game than I can.
this is it, and you're literally looking at the best of the best. All right, moving on. Week 1 matchups. Obviously, this year, a lot of Thursday and Friday games sort of split up. I know there's a couple of Wednesdays, like Coach McKay said, but because Banting is doing cross country or they're hosting cross country that day, or it's pretty wild. But I know that a lot of the games were moved because of officials. Like there's just not enough refs. Which again, you want to become a ref, take your level 1. Mr. Sherville's done that. I've done it. It's really not that hard. You wear the stripes and get yelled at. It's a great job, right?
They're welcome with open arms.
Yeah, well, and I'll warm up before we talk about these Thursday predictions. We will be doing this year, I've talked to a couple referees, we're going to do the Ask the Ref session this year. So a couple refs that you and I know really well said that they'd like to come in. And I've put it forward that what I'd like to do is if there is a questionable call at a game that will, and there's good tape on it, that they've said, yeah, we can jump on. Maybe it's Zoom, maybe it's live, and literally walk through it and talk about the why it was called a certain way and all this other stuff. So I think it might be really fun just to kind of like just dig in with the guys a little bit. Truth be told, I took the ref course because I needed to get under the hood. I needed to hear exactly what was being said. So, but it's a really good group of guys, and everything I thought was wrong. So
Adam, when you ref a game, I'm coming out of retirement to coach again.
I know
That's
It's
been
a
a
hard
discussion.
I've spent a lot of time making very colorful comments to the guys in black and white in this city, and
dude, you will hear it.
Even at the
Hey,
LFTV level, you hear it.
I teach history, and I taught at the start of the semester. We teach about some of the foundational things, teaching kids about being aware of what bias is and how bias plays a factor, and how bias isn't necessarily a bad thing. We all have biases, and I use sports analogies a lot. And you watch a call, something happens, and oh, that was a bad call, and your friend says that was a good call. Because you're supporting one team, somebody else supporting another team.
Fair.
You're both watching the fact of the infraction that happened, and we're all biased. So
yeah,
refs are a hard job. That's what I'm saying.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
And we
Yes,
appreciate you.
yes.
Thanks for taking time out of your golf schedule to ref these games at 11 o'clock. And the first 11 o'clock game next Thursday is going to be Banting at Oak Ridge. Which is a nice little short drive for Banting to go over there to Oak Ridge. And Mr. Sherville, I think you might be coaching on that team this year, which is pretty exciting. So let's start with your unbiased pick on this first game.
Truthfully, I think slightly biased, not just because I coach at Oak Ridge, but I also coach half these kids in the summer. Right? So,
Put the mic up.
oh, sorry.
There we go.
Somewhat biased because obviously coached a bunch of the kids in the summer on both sides of the ball. Obviously being at Oak Ridge, I think that you still have the Wongs at Oak Ridge and Liam, Santos, Swanbag there. Those guys are dominant. They can dominate the line of scrimmage. Coach McKay says he has a very mature offensive line that's there. That's good. He's going to need to rely on their experience.
Yep.
There's a lot of great athletes in the secondary too. That they're. I think it's going to be a very competitive game. I think whoever wins is going to win by less than a touchdown. So I'll just leave that one at that. I'll leave that one up in the air. Leave my bias alone.
So you got to pick something here.
I'm picking Oak Ridge.
Okay, perfect. There you go. All right, stand tall.
It's week one with your team.
Right?
If I'm going full bias, I say we win by 2 scores.
Okay, I like it. I mean, we've never worked the score prediction in, but maybe we'll start.
I was throwing that in last year.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, but maybe we'll for week 2 we'll do who's winning and by what. So that might be maybe start a little London betting ring. Here we go, Ron.
I think Banting has lost a lot of players. I know that they're going to return a lot of guys on the offensive line, defensive line. I think they're going to be young. I think it's going to take them some time to get up to speed. I'll go with a more veteran Oak Ridge team.
Okay, Oak Ridge.
I'm going to go the Oaks as well. Young team, going to maybe take some time adjusting to the senior football. They're going from 4 downs to 3. Senior football in a very strong division. I'm going to go Oak Ridge.
Okay, Joe.
Banting. Purely out of spite.
There you go.
This is why we keep Joe here, by the way. I love it. Yeah, I almost want to be with you, but again, I know too many of the quality players that have made their way to Oak Ridge. I've heard tell that Nathaniel Areza might be also coming to Oak Ridge. I don't know if you know, from Saunders, and he was, one of our quarterbacks this summer before getting hurt as well too. So I think if that's the case, plus Wong's, Champ, the rest of them, great line coaching. I'm going to take Oak Ridge on this one. So it's a 4-1 on this one, boys. And let's move to the other 11 o'clock game happening at the same time across the city at Laurier, where STA will be going on the road. And we'll start on this end. I think, I made my comment earlier about Laurier. I think always a lot of good moving parts, really good coaching from Coach K and his group. I do know there's some ballers at STA too, and I think just, again, week one, we don't know a whole lot until we see a bunch of tape. I'm going to take STA on this one.
I'm taking Laurier.
This is the STA guy.
Taking Laurier, holy.
We need to clip this.
Yeah, I like it. Okay. Spite or anything to back up your
they took me off huddle.
Okay.
No. STA's quarterback hurt his arm over summer, so he's kind of medically retired. So they have a new guy at Q. Linebacker core will be good at STA, but I think Laurier has more contingency than they do.
Okay, Everett.
I'm taking Laurier in this game. Some things that look for those Rams this year is, I know they graduated a lot of their core from last year. Fonte, we've heard. So some big shoes to fill over there at Laurier. But I think there was a lot of talent in their junior team last year. So again, we talk about, well, all right, who's coming up? Some good talent from that junior Laurier team. I think that's something to be aware of, though, is the kind of, maybe it's similar to Banting, what they're going to experience, some turnover in some of their key positions. But I still think that the Rams are going to, the Laurier Rams are going to take the opener.
Okay, Ron.
Yeah, I think I'm one of the people who thinks highlier of Laurier than a lot of other people. I know you got to replace DJ Fonte, who's doing a great job with the Beefeaters right now. I just think that knowing those coaches over there, I know they're not a big team. I know they're small.
Mm-hmm.
That could hurt them down the line. But I look at those coaches and I look at some of the talent that they've had over there over the years. That's my pick.
Okay. Sheriffs.
Who's throwing the ball for Laurier?
I don't know.
No?
A quarterback.
A quarterback. Yeah.
It's week one. They're not throwing the ball.
They're running the ball.
Zone week 0.
Trap.
Snap week 1.
Off center.
Yep.
Right,
Trap.
like you try to replace a guy like DJ Fonte, as many people have mentioned. It's from him a lot this year, in which you got to see what you got on the offensive and defensive line from STA. From what I've seen, they could be okay, but I'm taking the more kind of consistent group of Laurier.
Okay, very cool.
My one update from STA is I was at the Hunt Club this afternoon.
Ooh, humble brag.
And I know. And pulling out, I'm like, that practice field looks really good. I thought they re-turfed it. Apparently, they just got an irrigation system. So
Okay.
The 2 fields at STA are probably better than most fields anywhere else in the city.
Night game.
Yeah.
Night game. Needs to play there. Needs to be a
Is there
night
lights?
Bring it in.
The city won't let us.
Okay.
Which is
We have the money.
because it's beautiful.
All right, let's flip to the night game on the Thursday. So we've got Lucas heading to St. T in a Parkside matchup. So let's start down with you, Dylan.
I'm gonna be honest. Sorry, Lucas is going to Parkside.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would love to be a believer in Lucas. Just not with the way that I've seen their offensive and defensive lines kind of play out. I think that Parkside is going to shock a lot of people this year. They got a kid coming up to play senior, Nico Ferreira. That kid's going to be a monster.
Mhm.
Like, truthfully, he'll probably contend to be one of the better linemen in the city as a grade 11 kid.
Nice.
Yeah, very talented, very fast, very strong. They got a couple other good Parkside kids there as well. The only thing that'll come down to is, can Lucas prepare enough and have their kids ready enough to go up against a team that's probably bigger than them?
Yeah.
So I'm picking Parkside, probably in about a 7 to 12 points.
Oh, I like it. Ron?
Will McBurney.
Yeah.
Will McBurney. That's, pretty much all you have to say. This kid is, what I talked about Drake Logan being maybe Mr. Football. He might be
It's
Mr.
Carter
Football.
McBurney at
Oh,
Parkside, though,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
Will
yeah.
McBurney's.
Never mind. Yeah, Will
Yeah.
plays at Banty.
Yeah, sorry. So, yeah, Carter.
Yeah.
And he's still,
Yeah. Team O kid.
phenomenal.
Yep.
Not only Team O kid, Team O leader.
Yeah.
Great kid, just runs sideline to sideline. Tremendous athlete. I'm going Parkside.
Cool. Everett.
You might like my pick. I'm going to go Lucas in this one. Fifth-year quarterback returning, right?
Yep.
No? Yeah.
Yep.
Fifth-year quarterback returning. Always a very good coaching staff at Lucas. Run a very effective, gap scheme running offense. You want to be successful in London, you got to run the football well. Lucas always does that. North End School, good area to draw from. Always a very athletic school. Lucas, they always set their sails going into the season, and they always have a boatload of talent.
Oh, it starts early.
So with
This guy has a full-time job.
and this
gentlemen.
year,
It doesn't.
there's always a boatload of talent, and I think that they, with their fifth-year quarterback steering the ship, captaining the ship, Vikings win that opener.
Okay.
There could be some rocks coming along the way, though.
Lucas is gonna, it all really comes down to who's Mal going to throw the ball to.
Right.
Right. Graduated, I think, almost all their starting receivers last year.
Yeah, Scrivener's still there, though.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, Joe.
I'm going to the team up north. Like Lucas, I think, phenomenal program. They always seem to have people, so that's my go.
Okay.
Junior coaching.
I didn't. Yeah, right. It's
Yeah,
the junior
fundamentals.
coaching feeding up to the senior team. Now, I didn't just go roll Vikes shirt on purpose. I came right from practice today. I think there's a couple of things. Sean Malik being a third year at senior or 5-year guy is fantastic. You've also got Anthony Green in the mix at the senior level, who was a special teams demon in the summertime. Has put his serious time in the weight room. You do have Sigurdsson and a few other returning guys too. Parkside does have some dogs though, but I think this is going to be a really close game. I love that it's a night game. I'm going to be coaching the 6:00 game before this one, so might put a little basic broadcast on. It's hard at Parkside because you got to be up on and then the building, or we'll figure something out. Even if we just go sideline, maybe me and Coach Ron or anybody else who wants to come down, we'll do something. But worst case, we'll just film it, do some highlights at the game. Of course, I'm taking Lucas on this one. And I think we
A very high number of players from last year's team, a lot of grade 12s that are coming back for their Super 12, grade 13 year, a lot of talent. Jed Trupish, 4th year starting quarterback at senior on the senior football team.
Right.
So we talk about a lot of people are saying, oh,
Is
this
he
quarterback.
technically 18 then?
What's that?
Is he technically 18?
He's graduated. He's back. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so.
He's not kids. I'm going to say something mean. Yeah, he's really good at handing the ball off.
That's what we're here for.
I am very put some respect on Jed Trupish's name. Seriously, the kid is his 4th year at senior football. Senior football in London is not a surprise to him. 4th year working with the coaching staff. Coach Howard calling the plays. He's got an exceptional running back, Keyshawn Manning and Nathan Sims, duel in the backfield. I think that their offensive line, again, returning a number of players. Coach Caranci has that offensive line. They know what they're doing. They run a very, very good system. What else? We're going to the notepad here.
The point is, I'm assuming you're picking CCH on this one, but finish up. Yeah.
So I say with Manning and Sims in the backfield, the Crusaders have a dual-sided sword.
Yeah.
In the threat in the backfield. I'm going Crusaders in this one. I don't think it's close.
Let's go that way, and then we'll come back here. Ron, you're up.
Number 4 team in the province, number 9 in the country, CCH.
Cool. Sheriffs.
Yeah, CCH by 40. Respectfully.
35.
I don't think that this game's close. I don't think that the CCH starters play more than a half. I think that there's a lot of younger kids on that program as well that are wanting to get a chance and a crack at senior football. When you lose only one starting offensive lineman from the year before with the one offset, and you're bringing back a 5th-year center in Gio DeSando, who knows how to make his line calls, who knows how to look at the game and understands the game at a very high level, it's going to be very hard for any team to actually stop that offense. Not to even add in that you have, Tyson Serpa on the edge. I believe Marcus Fleury's back, or he graduated.
Yeah, Fleury's back.
Right? Like, they got kids all across the field that can, score at will, basically. So you got to pick your poison with CCH. If I were to do it, stop the run, which is a very, very tall task.
Yeah.
But, I don't think that this game's close. And, CCH takes it by.
Yeah. Mr. Harris.
Yep, CCH. They got talent. They go to all the nooks and corners of the, southwestern Ontario to find people, and they win games.
Perfect. Pick for CCH. I think I saw.
Oh, wait, sorry. In 2 years, this game will be very good.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. 100%.
2 years, this pick is going to be different.
Yeah.
Disagree.
I think at.
You
Don't get him singing.
Hey, look.
Don't get him singing. Let me make my pick, and we're moving on.
Look. The only Spartan in the city of London should be a Beck Spartan, but I respect those Spartans.
There you go. There you go.
Bring it back.
We are
Yeah.
off the rails here.
That would mean TV Raw would have to be competent in managing their finances.
There you go. Whole new thing coming up on that. I saw a number the other day. And I think they're the team that has the highest amount of grade 13s this year too. And it's no different than in summer ball. Whoever's got the most amount of 19-year-olds on the team, it's usually a dead giveaway. CCH is my pick 100%. Let's talk Medway happening at the same time across the city, and we'll start with you, Shervs. Medway South.
Medway said, hey, close game. Talking for my job here, I guess.
To be fair, Coach Stenning is behind the camera right now, all right?
When I look at this, right, I think, can South's offensive line contain the dynamic duo on Medway's defense of Weston Gower and Nathan Cantor, right? Both kids who are very talented. Obviously can go play wherever they want to play. They'll be good. Outside of that, like you mentioned, Mr. Football, Drake Logan, who's covering him, right? How are you gonna shut that kid down, and how are you gonna stop him from scoring? If you don't, it's gonna be a long day for Medway.
Mm-hmm.
I think this game is a lot closer than what people give it for. I think South brings it up by probably a touchdown.
Okay, perfect. Ron.
Again, talked about it earlier. I had South coming out of this division as the champion, so this is probably one of the toughest games, if not the toughest game of the week to call. I really, really like Medway, but I like South a little bit more.
Yep. Okay. Everett?
I'm going South. They had about a dozen or so players playing junior.
It's not 4-down football anymore. Got to learn the forward pass.
Yeah. I think Medway, you've got Weston Gower, who on both sides of the ball is going to be a problem. But I think there's probably more of a well-rounded team being put together in South, so I'm picking South on this one.
Do we want to see if one of them
I was going to say,
because they got a
yeah,
meeting soon.
these guys have a meeting.
Waving at them.
Yeah.
Why don't we bring Coach Stenning and Coach Kurowski in on the handheld mics?
Sure.
If they want to come in,
Come
if you
on
guys want to join us.
This is live TV.
Yeah, it's live. It's all good. We're throwing it all in.
Stenning?
Hey guys,
Hey,
Hey, how are
Coach,
you?
how are you,
Welcome.
man? Good to see you, sir. Good to see you.
thank you. Thanks for
Good to
having
see
me.
you, Coach.
What's up, buddy?
Thanks for having
How are you, man? All right, cool. So I know you guys have a meeting here in like 10 minutes, so we figured we'd just bring you in real quick. So, Coach Stenning, why don't we chat with you? We were just talking about your team and in your matchup next week against Medway. So, fill us in. How's your team looking? And, is there a matchup you're looking the most forward to this season?
I look forward to all the matchups. I mean, the most important game is the next game, right? So we're just really excited about Medway right now. I know that they're loaded with talent and skill, and so you guys have hit on some of our goals. What are we going to do to stop Weston Gower? Weston, I know you. I know how to use you. So we'll do what we can. He's a large object that needs to be accounted for at all times. So really excited to get out on the field with the boys again.
Yep.
And no predictions. Just want to see a good game.
Okay, great.
How's your team been at camp? Like, what is, if you sum up this year's Lions team?
Yeah, let's go with the word quantity. We've got 54 kids out, and so everybody's in pads and equipments and uniforms, and so all that stuff's been going great. Kids are dedicated. You usually sort of see some tail off at this point where school starts, things get busy, the kids just keep coming back. So we went out last week and got everybody reps against Bishop Ryan. quality team. I think they would be a top 2 or 3 team here in the city for sure. And so they tuned us up a little bit, and so I think it sort of gave us some areas that we know that we need to work on. But we went in there with the plan of everybody's getting to play on offense, and so we're gonna see what we can do. So camp's been great.
In your games each week, if at the end of the game it'll be a good game for the Lions if we do what are two things? Yeah, yes. Obviously, if you score more points than the other team, but generally, what type of brand of football?
Yeah. I'm not the offensive coordinator, so I can't speak for him. However, if we can control the line of scrimmage on offense and we can control the game clock, I think we win the game. And I think that is sort of what we need to remember all year. When we see these teams line up and take shots, that only takes about 16 seconds for 2 plays, and all of a sudden you're handing the ball over again. Yep. So I think clock management is super important for us this year, in making sure that we're getting guys reps and rest.
Yeah.
Coach, I just got one quick question for you. You said no predictions. How many bus selfies do you figure you're going to be taking this year?
If I'm not taking 6 a season, it's a bad
There you go.
All right, there you
go. Yeah.
We've moved from bus selfies was Matt Snyder's. I am a sideline selfie.
Okay,
there we go.
So that is his moniker, and he has trademarked that. So shout out to Matt Snyder for bus selfies, but sideline selfies are here to stay, pal.
100%. Great. Well, why don't we flip to Coach Kurowski? Obviously, hey, a little bit of extra room in the trophy case after last year, a few new banners on the wall. I mean, talk to us real quick about, just the season you had, last year, kind of recapping 24.
Last year was certainly a special season. We had a veteran group that came back last year. They really met the expectations that we put on them as coaches. They worked hard, and ultimately we understand the message really from the start was 2025 is a new year. 24 is behind us. Put it behind us and really got to turn the page. And that's been really the stress that we've been emphasizing all year as a coaching staff to our players. And they're not looking behind at past success. They've moved forward. They've turned that page, and it's on to 2025.
Yeah, absolutely. And, what are your feelings so far coming out of camp? You guys had a little away game at, was it in Toronto?
Correct. It was at Upper Canada College.
Yep.
Upper Canada College, a friend of ours, former STA coach, Christian Heffernan.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Heffernan invited us down for the day. Made it a great experience for our kids. Anytime they get to go on a bus, see a new city, check out a new facility, and get to finally compete against another set of opponents that aren't just the same ones you're seeing every day in practice. It was good. It was a good way to kind of knock the rust off, get ourselves, like Coach Stenning said, tuned up a little bit, and test the waters against someone else.
Yeah, as soon as you get to go hit kids that aren't the guys you practice with every day, it really shows you what you're working with. So
we talked to Coach McKay before. He said they have an overall a young team this year. I know the Crusaders, very veteran, experienced team. Have you had a talk with those more senior players, your veterans, about what they can do to model what you want Crusader to football to be to those new grade 11s coming up to senior?
Absolutely, and I appreciate you saying that. We certainly have a number of guys who are returning, which is great, but we do have, again, a third of our team is all grade 11s, new to the program, new to senior football, and ultimately everyone here knows that a lot of teams have talent, but at the end of the day, it's not the most talented teams that win. There's a combination of got to have the discipline as players, as coaches, and really that X factor is that leadership piece. So really just asking our veteran players to step into those leadership roles and model good behaviors and good practices and drive that energy in practice and really adhere to the standard that we have at CCH.
And so you're looking for that standard in the first 2-ish weeks now. How's are we at that? You're at that standard. How's camp and the practice has been going?
Practice has been good. Attendance has been great. Like Coach Stenning's been talking about a little bit of his program. Kids are coming out in droves. They're excited to be there, but really they're excited to finally get into week 0 and get on the road on Friday and play our first exhibition game.
I like it. Well, gentlemen, I know you've got a meeting to get off to that starts here shortly. I'll be seeing you in a couple minutes after we tear all this stuff down, but appreciate you coming out. Good luck in your seasons, and enjoy your meeting tonight, and we'll definitely be covering we'll be showing up at both your schools to do at least one broadcast this year. So
thanks, Millie, and hey, thanks for all you guys do for London football. I mean, it's a huge thing that you guys do to put your time in, and I know our kids watch it. We hear about everything that you say. So, everybody's listening to your words, including you, Sheriff. Come on in here. So, we appreciate what you guys are doing for our community.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, fellas.
so much.
We'll see you soon. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Coach?
See, you leave CCH and it leaves you hanging.
I know.
There you
He's a friend of mine. He just left me hanging on the broadcast. Yes.
All right.
Unless there's wings involved, he's not paying attention.
There you go.
Hey,
I know.
Karowski, Coach Karowski's.
Oh, I wish we didn't have a thing to go to right after this. Wings is a great move. Let's wrap it up. We got one more game. I know there's some kids at home that are from Sab and St. Joe's that are like, pick our damn game, right? So, all right, let's get started. I think we've already said lots about Sab. We haven't really jumped in a whole lot on Joe's. What have you got on Joe's, Everett?
St. Joe's. They are entering the City Loop, City Division, whatever we want to call it this year, both at the junior and senior level last year. They had a lot of success, and we touched on as many games as we could last year, and all of us said St. Joe's is the standard out in Elgin County.
Yeah.
It goes through St. Joe's. So they're fortunate. They've had success in the last few years, but I know that this year from a senior level, Coach Ursix and Coach Riatti, they're really excited about. They have a lot of really good players at skilled positions, really good receiving core that they're excited about, running backs as well. Looking to develop that line play, but looking for a lot of success at the skilled positions. And there's some great football minds. I said Coach Ursix, Coach Riatti, longtime program. And this is also the 100th year of St. Joe's this year. So a lot of excitement in the school, from a school perspective, in the community. And so far, like, I'm helping out with the junior team, but obviously junior and senior, they practice the same field. So the senior team's been working really hard, and they're excited. They've got a tune-up game in Hamilton. What day are we? Wednesday, Friday?
Cool.
So they're starting to gear up for that. So, yeah, a lot of excitement this year at St. Joe's. They definitely know that the level of competition that they're going to play this year is definitely going to be stronger. And I think I'm seeing that in the players, that they're trying to, okay, we got to dial it up a little bit. Mm-hmm. So really looking forward to it. I'm excited to be a part of it this year, and excited.
Okay, so your pick is, let's keep working that way. Ron.
We talked, Coach Stenning and both coaches both talked about, hey, we got great numbers out here. I'm going to give you a number that Coach Shane from St. Joe shared with me. They have to make cuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
They have to make cuts. They had 63, 64 kids show up at senior. They have to make cuts. They're going to be a really, really good football team. The problem is they're going to play a really, really good football team. I'm taking Sab.
Okay. Shervs.
Who's got the better quarterback? Who's got the better running game? I'm going to pick Sab. I think that St. Joe's is going to be a benefit moving up. Yeah, but at the same time, I think that county games are a little bit different than you'd see coming into town here. I know that they used to play within the city a few years ago. Not sure how many years ago, but they used to. So obviously the coaching staff knows, but it's going to be a lot up to these players of, hey, can we match the speed, intensity, power? Can we match what they're doing into the city here? And I think that it's going to come down to, can they establish a ground game? Like, they may have skill positions all across the planet, right? But if they can't establish a run, if they can't block for their quarterback, if they can't move the ball or stop teams from moving the ball, they're going to find themselves in some rough shape. So you might have 60 kids come out, but if you don't have 10 to 12 linemen, you're going to be kind of behind the
They had 10
there.
linemen.
That's awesome.
And I know we're still finalizing our cuts on the junior team. And again, junior, we need to make cuts.
Yeah.
So, like, football is alive and well in St. Thomas and at St. Joe's.
And your pick is?
Sab.
Okay, Sab. Joe?
Yep, Sab, 50 portables, bajillion kids. I already mentioned best quarterback, or one of the better quarterbacks, I guess. And they've been through it, right? I think Sab's gone better and better the last couple of years. St. Joe's needs to prove itself in that, like, top tier. They're not calling tier 1 or whatever, A, but
Cercelli Division.
no, that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah.
County, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll call it tier
It's
1
not
until
city
they tell us
county,
otherwise.
Tier 1, Tier 2.
Yeah.
Because there's teams from the county and the city playing in the
Yeah.
lower division.
All right. I think, do I like Sab? Yep. I think I rated them higher than Joe's in my power rankings. The one thing I think about Joe's is, champ winners last year. They're a bunch of big old country boys looking to make a statement in their first Tier 1 game.
Heck yeah.
And I played for a country team, right? I used to love going into the city and beating up on them. But when you got to play them at home, right, I'm going Joes on this one. I think it's going to be a nice little statement win. I love me some SAP players. I think they're going to play great. But I think at home, I think Joe's is going to be very successful on this one. I'm looking forward to be proven wrong, but it's I think it's going to be a close game nonetheless. But I'm picking Joe's on this one.
During the day is dumb. St. Joe's is an awesome place to play at night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Roll Rams.
Roll Rams.
Yeah,
Is that-
you
is
know,
that it?
the Friday Night Lights game is
Yes.
one of the, if not the best environment in,
100%.
in the area.
Circle it on your
More than-
calendar. It's with the 100th anniversary. A lot of exciting things planned.
And who are they playing that week?
I'm blanking.
Yeah. We'll have it done. We'll have it for the
get it,
next one.
yeah.
We'll have the schedule. So that pretty much wraps up all the picks. I mean, obviously it was great. We got a chance to talk to a couple of head coaches. I just want to circle back on the Friday banting showcase that's going on. You want to get involved? We'll be right at the 55 on the field side, or sorry, the fan side. It's going to be all cautioned off, but just hang out, flag somebody down if you want to get involved. You want to try throwing one of these on and trying your hand. Play-by-play seems really easy until somebody puts a headset on, and you need to follow it. Coach Shervo can attest to that. Oh, you run out of breath trying to, call a game, and it's. But you know what? A great opportunity to come out. We're going to be covering some great games. I'm really looking forward to this, boys. Shervs, you missed it when we first kind of opened the show, but. This show was not brought back by request. It was almost by demand. The amount of people reaching out to me over the last month saying, we want to do this, we want to do this. I also really want to try and cover as many live games as we can, especially these 11 in the morning ones for parents. And I used to love in the chat, like kids would be like, oh, I'm in third period right now, right? Do your schoolwork. However, our plan is definitely any school that's got an elevated platform. So CCH, we could do it from that little parking garage or up on the third floor. South, we could do it from the parking garage. Lucas has a press box. So ideally, anybody or any school that has some sort of elevated platform that we can at least get a good shot of the game, we'll come out and do at least one. I'm trying to do of all the Tier 1 teams here. Trying to do at least one basic stream, if not like we did for the finals, where we'll have there's a 2-man team and we're just there. I mean, Ron, if you and I did it last year at out in Woodstock,
Cass,
at Cass, I think we could do it anywhere here in town with great internet connection too. So anyway, if you want to get involved, hit us up in a DM on the Instagram page. And I think I'm pretty pumped to do this, guys. I think we won't have a cast next week because obviously this is sort of the predictions for next week's games. But we'll be back probably the Monday or Tuesday after that, guys, to talk about what just happened and what's going on in the future. Ronnie.
We didn't talk anything about really the Tier 2 or the lower division. There's no information posted on it. So
Correct.
if you guys got the information, please send it to us.
Yep.
Maybe that's what we could cover next week if we get information.
Very true. Yeah, it'd be nice to and if you'd like us to come do it on your field and you have a nice backdrop like the good people at Westminster here, we'll come and do it.
I know that Beale has a pretty good elevated platform as well.
They do.
And that they're not bringing back, but they have football again
Yep.
this year. So
For sure.
interesting to see how that program plays out as well. I know that they got a bajillion kids too, so it would be nice to see Beale become a powerhouse again that they were way.
When Sean Campbell played for them 25 years ago, further, yeah.
Maybe Darnell was back there, I think.
And if this is your
I was there.
if this is your first time tuning in, welcome.
Yes.
Take your shoes off, stay a while. But we make picks and we say who we hope to win and whatnot. All of us, we also are just